Okay, good afternoon. I'd like to try and get us started on time. My name's Bernard Lowe. I'm the chair of this IOM committee on strategies for responsible sharing of clinical trial data. I want to welcome you all. Thank you for braving the elements, not just here in Washington, but wherever you might have been earlier this morning. We have a very interesting and full agenda over the next couple of days. We have a lot of distinguished panelists whom we invited to present briefly, but also share with us their experience and insights, and to engage in discussion with the committee and with each other. We have a number of objectives for the next 2 days, and let me just run through them quickly. First, we would like to get public and stakeholder comment back on this framework report that we issued a couple of weeks ago. This has no findings, conclusions, or recommendations. That's coming in our final report and what we're now going to be working on. But we really would like your comments, suggestions, reactions. There's an IOM website that we would welcome them to be registered on. We'd prefer that we receive them by March 24th so they can really feed into our deliberations, but of course we'll welcome them at any time. Today we have two overriding goals for the panels we're going to be having. The first, for 4 different models of data sharing, we're going to try to identify the key benefits of sharing, the risks of not sharing clinical trial data, and the risks of various models of sharing, and also the key challenges of data sharing. We have people who are going to talk about different models. We've really asked them to help us think through the benefits, risks, and challenges. Tomorrow we're going to talk about the landscape of laws, regulations, and policies under which data sharing is going to occur. And we have 3 panels to help us think through that. And finally, a panel on incentives for data sharing and challenges in implementing various data sharing. Now, we're actually going to today allow the committee to ask questions that refer to tomorrow of the people who are here today, because in case you're not here tomorrow, we do want your insight on issues we'll be discussing again tomorrow. We also want public comment on the issues we discuss today and tomorrow, as well, of course, on our framework report. There's a period at the end of today and tomorrow for public comments. If you'd like to make a public comment, please identify yourself to Rachel Kirkland, who was the person out front registering you. And we do welcome your comments. In the interest of time, we're going to have to restrict the length of the comments, but we do welcome people to submit written comments, and we received some of those already that we're going to look at carefully. Some logistic things. The room is small and cozy, and I encourage people in the back, if you want to sort of move up a little. We only actually need to reserve 10 seats at the front for speakers, so please feel free to sort of get up close. I guess, is everyone here, are we using the other room? Or we are. Okay, so there are people who have the webcast in 209 across the hall, 206, sorry. If you do want to ask questions, let us know, and then also come to this room to ask the questions so we can get you on camera and recorded. The facilities are, if you go down this corridor, through the double doors, jog to the left and keep going. The men's and women's rooms are down towards that end. I do need to make a disclaimer that as the chair of this committee, I want to remind everyone that as part of the IOM process, want to stress this is an open, on-the-record information gathering session. We're going to have this recorded and transcribed. The committee is in the process of collecting information and materials that it will examine and discuss in the course of making its findings, conclusions, and recommendations. So I ask all of you in the audience and the public to be mindful of the fact that we have reached no conclusions, and it would be a mistake for anyone to leave today thinking otherwise. Comments, questions from those members of the committee should not be interpreted as positions of the committee or the Institute of Medicine. The members are, I expect, going to ask probing questions in these information gathering sessions, and they may not be indicative of their personal views as well. We're going to have an additional open public session on May 5th, 2014. We plan to release our final report after it goes through peer review in December 2014. I'm actually going to just go ahead and start us on the first session, which is to discuss the four models that we've proposed for data sharing. I want to introduce Ida Sim from University of California, San Francisco, and Steve Goodman from Stanford University. They're going to moderate this opening panel. We've asked all the speakers to come up and sit up front so we minimize the sort of back and forth time between the four models. So we're going to have four mini panel discussions. And Ida, why don't you go ahead? So, and I guess I am going to thank in advance, thank the presenters for coming. We really put very tight limits on their time they speak, the number of slides, because we really want to have a lot of discussion, and there's going to be a lot, I expect, of interesting questions that will allow us to dig deeper into these issues. Ida, why don't you go ahead and get us started?